No Yog, Live Yog. Chapter 13, Concept of Health. Everyone from us is always thinking about the health. The health is a very crucial issue across the world. The health has been given highest priority by World Health Organization, that is WHO. Every year 7th April is celebrated as World's Health Day. World Health Organization defines health as not merely absence of disease but a state of general well-being at physical, mental, family and social level is health. It has tried to cover the health, the individual, family and society. In the recent past, they have added one more dimension, the same of in the form of spiritual level or spiritual health. In today's hectic lifestyle, consciousness about health has grown at all levels. However, mere by discussing about the same will not solve the problem of the good health. The state of well-being is such a situation where the person has stability on all the levels of his existence. Indian philosophy has deeply thought over the concept of health. Ayurveda, the ancient Indian wisdom, has defined health in a very different way. Samadosha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriya प्रसन्न आत्मा इंद्रिय मनः स्वस्थस्य इति अभिधीयते. समदोष समाग्निश्च समधातु मलक्रिया प्रसन्न आत्मेन्द्रिय मनः स्वस्थस्य इति अभिधीयते. The balanced state of three doshas, all the agnis and dhatus in a balanced state along with seamless excretion with bliss states of all organs, mind and atma is called as swasthya. The first line indicates the physical signs of the health, whereas the last line is important from the philosophical point of view, which covers all the factors beyond physical level. This is a complete definition of health or swasthya. The word swastha can be divided into two parts. First, swa means self. Stha means stability. Thus, anyone who is stable at self level is swastha. The self includes physical, mental, emotional, intellectual and spiritual component. The stability means lack of diseases and positive approach towards the overall quality of life. When we think of this situation, it resembles with the one described by Ayurveda. Blissful state of indriyas, mana and atma is stability in reality. The health or swasthya has two major factors, physical and mental. For the sake of understanding, they can be studied separately but are closely related to each other. They are the two sides of the same coin. The physical swasthya preliminarily relates to the functional affection or efficiency of the person, and the mental swasthya relates to the thinking pattern of the person. The health or illness of both is complementary and interdependent. If one has some physical ailments, he cannot be mentally stable or vice versa. The factor responsible for physical and mental health are as under. Now, health, it is two types, physical and mental. Now, what are the factors which are responsible for both? Ahar, diet, vihar, exercise, vishranti, that is rest, vichar, thought, vikar, ailments, vivek, consciousness. The above analysis clearly indicates the factors responsible for good health. The detailed study of these factors certainly reveals the subtle relationship between physical and mental factors. Now, physical health. The major factors responsible for the physical well-being are obviously interdependent. Good and proper diet, proper exercise, and support by adequate and timely rest can make magic. When we know this, why our health gets restored is open secret. The fast, dynamic, and stressful lifestyle has disturbed the cycle of diet, exercise, and rest. Let us try to analyze these factors separately and search a subtle underlying current between them. Physical factors. First is ahar, that is diet. The most important aspects of our existence is diet. Whatever we do physically, intellectually is a primarily for supporting our livelihood. Majority of the time we think and discuss about diet. However, today the cycle has grossly disturbed. When we have hunger, we have no time. And when time is available, diet becomes a ritual dumping. The quality of food is beyond our control. The odd times of the work are leading to completely unhygienic way of consumption of food. The diet habits are changing fast and are trending towards the junk food. Each member of the family has different time of consuming the food, and that too sitting in front of the idiot box. At the cost of convenience, we are compromising with nutrition value of the food. Taste is given priority over the needs. In one of the Upanishad, it is said that Yata Annama Tata Annama Tat Manaha. Yata Annama Tata Manaha. The aptly underlined today's situation, though it is structured thousands of years ago. Our mind is more disturbed than developed by the diet. Even if one practice yoga, the diet has to be balanced, which can certainly lead to good health. The concept of balanced diet primarily relates to the vegetarian diet because it is more natural and needs unlimited processing. The less we process the food, the more values of it is in our body or for our body. This practice this while practicing the yoga, what type of diet is to be taken is clearly mentioned in the scriptures as under Pushtam Samaduram Snigdam Gavyam Dhatu Poshanam Dhatu Praposhanam Manobhi Lakshitam Yogam Yogi Bhojanam Acharet Pushtam Sumaduram Snigdam Gavyam Dhatu Praposhanam Mano Abhilashitam Yogam Yogi Bhojanam Acharet. It means it should have all required ingredients, but most importantly, it should be pleasing to mind. Here we can establish the relationship between body and mind. Vihar, exercise. The concept of vihar, though on the face of it, of if may related to physical level, it in reality relate to something different. It is not only physical exercise or movement but points to the mental involvement. Whatever we do as physical activity should not be a ritual. Mere physical movement will certainly lead to the exertion, then enjoyment. Physical movement, though aimed at physical fitness, should also lead to some mental involvement. The concept is more relevant to yogic practices. People do the yogic practice very religiously but are not contented internally. Their insistence on physical perfection makes them away from the mental bliss. The yoga aim acts. Without mental involvement is anything, if anything in yoga is done, leads to frustration after some period of time. Yoga, as it is understood in general context, primarily means asana and pranayam. Even though one restricts oneself to master these two aspects, they should be done with absolute mental involvement. The mental involvement here is core of yoga, as it is aims as it aims for that only. If the asana are done as directly by Patanjali as told, one cannot get frustrated, even practicing for years together. Patanjali has paved the path in such a way that ultimately it leads to the mental bliss only. The vihar here should be bridge between body and mind. Next is Vishranti, that is rest. This is the most important factor in our life. Wisdom says change of work is rest, which is too idealistic. The rest from physical movement may be possible as a physical demand, but do we really get the same in the main issues to be addressed? Even after the rest for more than 7 to 8 hours, how many of us are really fresh? After this much rest, one should be agile and energetic, which rarely happens. There are so many who are suffering from insomnia, distortion sleep, etc. Though their body needs it badly, what is the factor which works on the exclusive physical aspect? It is the distorted mind. The mere physical rest may not be the need of today, which needs to be associated with mind as well. Proper and timely rest to body and mind must be ensured without any external support or media. Sleep is the most natural thing we have got, which is now taught as a technique. Yoga has the special gift to those who want it on both the levels. The apt rest on physical and mental level is possible through Shavasana. Lying down like a dead body on the ground and getting rest to the body and mind at a time is called as Shavasana. The technique of Shavasana is really amazing, as lying down like a dead body is most difficult. It involves withdrawal of mind from physical level, which can lead to rest on the mental level. The process of Shavasana swiftly attaches mind with body, which otherwise is indifferent to it. This reset not only physical but also works on mind, emotion and intellect. It is the journey within. If one is a habitual to proper rest, the earlier two aspects get tired together easily and they become semi-physical aspects of life and overall health. Next is a mental factor. These are non-visible aspects but also most important as far as our health is concerned. They not only affect the mental health but also have direct impact on the physical aspect. They are complementary and independent or interdependent. Let us try to analyze such factors separately, searching a subtle underlying current between them. Next is vichar, that is thoughts. The only thing which is constant on our thoughts. Even if we are sleeping, they don't stop. Vichar, for example, thought have great impact on everything we do. In fact, our each action must have a thought behind it, otherwise may lead to chaos. The quality of mental health has direct relationship with quality of thoughts. The positive thought always give us positive health. Even even the situation of the on the face may be very bad. Thought are what we are, and otherwise thoughts has no physical existence, but they get expressed and reflected through our physical level only. Sometimes we have processed in hiding the thoughts from our action, but may be very artificial. Our mind and thoughts are directly related to each other. There are various ways of improving quality of thoughts. Education, satsang, bhakti, and dhyan. The vision, the visible means and used to bring qualitative change in the invisible things. Yoga is primarily a science of disciplining and conditioning of mind. Any restoration of mind is possible to be corrected with the help of yoga. The physical and mental stream of yoga, that is the Bahiranga and Antaranga yoga, work very efficiently on vichar. Next is vikar, that is elements. In general term, the vichar are disturbance of the mental level, and manovikar, that is various disturbance of mind pose or a major challenge to the mental health. It is also known as chadripas, that is six enemies or vices work very actively on the mind. They work severally and jointly without any choice to us. The work on the mind through emotions, anxiety, phobia, neurosis, insomnia are some of the examples of vikar. The vikar originates in the mind when it is empty and is full of unwarranted and illogical thoughts. Lack of control over the quality of thoughts can be one of the important reasons of the mental ailments. The more are the distorted thoughts, the more is the possibility of mental ailments. The vikar in the mind cannot be treated with any medicine as they are no organic or non-infectious or non-communicable in nature. Next is Vivek, consciousness. This is again a invisible elements which everyone has built in right from birth. The factor always has a good impact on the mental health. The mental health gets disturbed once one loses vivek. That is simply capacity of analyzing rationally. Either we lose the control over the over the capacity or deliberately do not use the control the thought process till the extent we afford to do the same. We toy with vivek while taking any decision or initiating any action. We certainly are aware of the impact of the same. Our analytic skill, that is positive intellect, always give up us proper signals which we deliberately ignore. This may prove to be very costly in future as it may be too late to revert. Yoga can be useful to develop this skill of analysis with the help of some mental processes like pratyahar dharana. If one is able to work on vivek, can easily handle the earlier two factors effectively. The borderline between conscious and nonsense is very thin. One can easily recognize the same but refuses to implement for the obvious reason. It requires some self-commitment and awareness. After understanding all the physical and mental factors in detail, it is very interesting to understand the subtle relationship between them. For understanding, we have bifurcated them in physical and mental, which are in fact very necessary links to each other. The physical and mental parameters of health are running levels to each other. The formation of our existence is an outcome of some physical and non physical shifts or dimensions, which are also known as panchakoshas. The concept of panchakosha has been understood properly for achievement of the health from yoga. The physical and mental factors of health affect each other in both ways, positive and negative. We have seen the structure of our health in relation to the lifestyle. If we want to improve upon the same, we need to change the lifestyle also. The physical and mental factors are parallel to each other and they work independently and collectively. They correlate in very interesting way. The same is summarizing under physical factors, mental factor. Physical are ahar, nourishes the body. Vihar, physical tuning with mind, and vishranti, that is the mental peace through the body. These are all physical factors. Then mental factors, vichar, thoughts, nourishes the mind. Vikar, elements, mental tuning with the body. Vivek, consciousness, control over the nonsense. Concept of Panchakosha. We have understood the concept of health in general with specific focus on its border level. However, health can be further segmented for better understanding and correcting through yoga. Upanishads have given a beautiful architecture of our existence. It is distributed by 5 sheets or koshas. They are as under. First, Annamaya Kosh, gross human body. Pranamaya Kosh, breath of human body. Manomaya Kosh, that is mind of human body. Vijnanamaya Kosh, intellectual level of human body. And Anandamaya Kosh, that is purely blissful level of or state of the human being. A balanced state of all these koshas called as total healthy situation. Ideally, they should be balanced but are very rarely in that state. Restored health is the imbalanced state of koshas. Whenever there is an ill health, the reasoning behind the same is quite unique. In today's time, most of the diseases are related to lifestyle, which is very stressful and hectic. Persistent stress creates mental and emotional imbalance, which impacts the breath, which ultimately percolates on the physical level. Most of the times, the physical ailments of acute and chronic nature are due to the mental disturbance. However, most of the time, the improper lifestyle is the cause of the mental disturbance. The logical steps in the process of disease or ill health are stress and emotional imbalance. 1. Second, impact on hypothalamus. Third, disturbed autonomic balance. Fourth, pituitary stimulation. Fifth, excessive steroid secretion. And lastly, any physical disorders. Then, management of paradox. Once we understand the relationship of cause and effect, the way of to correct them are numerous. The disturbed physical and mental health can be corrected through various means. Let us see what are the available means. First, physical level, proper nutrition, proper exercise, proper medication. Mental level, proper training, reading and meditation. In addition to the above, individual finds out some superficious ways to combat the situation, like untimed eating, smoking, alcohol consumption, erratic behavior, and unpredictable decision making. It must be understood that all these ways may give symptomatical relief to some extent, leave aside the basic cause, that is stress, which cannot be detected clinically. However, this means may lead to some side effects, adding fuel to the situation which may go beyond control. It can be said that under this situation, stress works as obstacle rather than motivation. People goes away or person goes away from his self and prefer to remain aloof, detached and indifferent from the system. Instead of changing himself to try, he tries to change the situation, which is beyond his control and more difficult than he feels. The failure of various grounds due to the wrong way of tactic or tackles the situation. The leadership efficiency graph shows downtrending. Yogic way of health management. Yoga is a rich heritage of yesterday, need of today, and culture of tomorrow, is said by Swami Satyanand Saraswati. Sage Patanjali has propagated 8 limbs of age, called as Raj Yoga also. It tries to correct the basic reasons of ill health, both physical and mental level. It stabilizes the individuals on the intellectual level and enriches this on the spiritual level. The reflect of composed personality of a person on all sheets or koshas. It happens as under. First is Yama. Initial correction is disturbed Manovaha Kosh. Niyam. By increasing mental strength. Asan. Regaining natural homeostasis on the physical level. Pranayam. Stabilize disturbed pran due to agitation or agitated mind. Pratyahar. Restart journey beyond mind and emotion. Dharana. Help to use intellect more. That is Vidnyamaya Kosh. Dhyan. Journey starts towards Anandamaya Kosh. Samadhi. It can be any situation which goes or gives us bliss. Progressive observance of these 8 steps helps to correct the disturbed koshas. Since the mental disturbance, that is the disturbed manova kosha, is root cause of these disorders, Yam and Niyam helps to correct the same. Honestly, observance of Yam Niyam releases a pressure on mind, reduces complex fear and phobia, deeply rooted at mental and emotional level. This gives somewhat relief from the acute physical disturbance. Moderate practice of asana reinstates the natural relation between body and mind. This brings balance on the physical and organic level as far as functions are concerned. Physical stability bestows the stable breath, collecting the disturbed manomaya kosh. Pranayam helps on both physical and mental level. Initially by circulating pran throughout the body and then by stabilizing the mind. Stabilized mind reduces impact of extreme emotions. Once this balance is gained, the intellectual level starts working. Then the minor stress and the strain do not impact the hypothalamus. Further, mental practice like pratyahar, dharana and dhyan brings internal changes very effectively, reinforcing the balance gained through these earlier steps. All the above processes should not remain in one-time phenomena, as yogic practice must be done with extreme regularity. The regular and longer-term practices reverse the chain of cause. These disorders can be managed more easily with any external force or medication. The beauty of our yogic practices is that it not only corrects the imbalance but reduces the frequency and intensity of the disease. It imbibes it imbibes a feeling of general well-being, which injects self-confidence in the mind of the sadhaka. This change from subject to sadhaka underlines the objectives of yogic practices. Of course, this change should happen gradually. This change should happen gradually.